You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me, too, thank Mr. Rokakis for being with us and Ms. Caldwell. I know they were both there in Cleveland when we had the field hearing a few months back. Mr. Chairman, we do appreciate this hearing today. Homeowners across the country are suffering. Just last week, the Mortgage Bankers Association reported that the combination of loans in foreclosure and one payment behind in their mortgage was over 15%, highest in the history of the survey. Meanwhile, home prices keep falling. U.S. banks are posting their sharpest declines in lending since 1942. At the recent field hearings of this subcommittee in Atlanta and Cleveland, we have received overwhelming evidence of the failure of the administration's policies and programs to stem the tide of mortgage defaults and foreclosures. In addition to trade organizations, think tanks, and government accountability groups have produced reams of reports that demonstrate how the administration's most active program, HAMP, has not only failed to accomplish the administration's promise of assisting 3 to 4 million American homeowners, but is actually harming homeowners and the broader economy. This harm, Mr. Chairman, can be measured in several ways. First, the administration's mortgage modification efforts are costing taxpayers as much as $75 billion. Since the President took office, he has told the American people time and again that the answer to our economic problems is more government spending and new government programs. And time and again, this administration has told the American people that they should expect a return on their investments through bailouts and stimulus spending. And they have been told that they will be able to track this return through an unprecedented level of transparency and accountability. But once again, the administration is breaking these promises to the American people. In the face of widespread bipartisan criticism of HAMP, for example, the Treasury Department has retreated into secrecy by halting the dissemination of information on the program's website that would allow the public to track the program's success rate. The public is also harmed when the government spends their money on failed programs. It is doubly harmed when the government tries to disguise its failures by hiding information from the American people. We've also learned that many of the people who have received temporary assistance through the administration's programs are now discovering they are ineligible for the long-term mortgage modification. As the New York Times recently reported, this means that many Americans are throwing their money into homes that they believe the government would help them keep, only to find out thousands of dollars later that they will face foreclosure anyway. Delaying foreclosures, Mr. Chairman, does not help the many Americans who are fighting to keep their jobs or find new ones. Delayed foreclosures only serve to prolong the economic hardship, drain them of much-needed resources, and defraud them the opportunities to find more affordable housing options. In fact, it seems that the only good thing that the administration's efforts have accomplished is to reinforce in the minds of the American people the reality that technocratic tinkering is not an effective solution to our economic problems. The only viable long-term solution is to keep more Americans in their homes and in their jobs. For that matter, it is a broad-based economic recovery built on the foundation of free markets, fiscal responsibility, and limited government that has made our nation strong and prosperous for more than 200 years. Mr. Chairman, I would also ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a staff report that was released this morning along with Ranking Member of the full committee, Mr. Issa, the title of which is Treasury Department's Mortgage Modification Programs, a Failure of Prolonging the Economic Crisis.
So ordered.
Thank you.